Oh. What was that sound? What the? I can honestly say I don't think I've ever had or ever heard liquid moving in a battery. Isn't this supposed to be an AMG battery? Okay. Yeah. Does not say. Welcome back. Welcome back to the channel, DIY Mechanics of the Internet. Today, it's finally the first day in Ohio in about a week, 2 weeks, that's actually above very cold. We're like 28, 29 degrees Fahrenheit right now. It's cold, but what are you doing, Cosmo? Hold on. He's just laying there. St. Bernard life, laying in the snow. Anyway, it's 28, 29 degrees Fahrenheit. And I figured now would be a time to swap out the C-Max's battery. Now, I remember the battery is on this side. And I don't remember much else about it. So, I don't think it's going to be that complicated. Swap the battery, do the battery reset, and force scan, and it should be good to go. I am wondering how old this battery is that's in the C-Max. The C-Max is a 2013, and I don't think it's the original battery. That'd be a 13-year-old battery. If I'm going to assume its batteries are replaced every 5 years, we're looking at 2018, 2019 maybe, one battery swap. In that case, I probably wasted my money and bought a battery because the battery could be 2025, 2023, 2024, and this is 2026. I don't know. Let's dive into it and see. I don't think it's gonna be that complicated. Why is there a vent on this? This sits inside the cabin. Is this battery actually vented? What fucking engineer puts a vented battery inside the cabin? Okay. On with the show. Oh, it's from August of last year too. So the battery's relatively fresh. I wonder what my voltage is on it. Let's move the battery. We know this lifts up. And we have some random trash that I probably need to throw away. And this liner comes out. This liner comes out. And there's our Motorcraft battery. So how does this tray come out? We've got a Torx bolt, a Torx, and a Torx. Are there any other seams? And we have what appears to be a loose 10 mil nut down here. Okay, and a massive body ground right here. All right, let's get some tools and get this apart, shall we? All right. So we got 3 Torx. What Torx are these going to be? Well, they're loose, whatever size they are. It's not a T40. Watch it be a T30. T30. T30 works. And they're not even, well, that one's not tight. That one's not tight. I'm assuming this one's not going to be tight either. No. Okay. Clearly, someone's been here before, so I'm going to assume this battery's actually been replaced. Well, it'd have to be. I don't think a 13-year-old battery was going to last. I don't think a battery would last 13 years. The washer looks captive. That's easy. That was simple. Is this nut down here 10 mil? And it is. Well, that was easy. So now, this looks like a fuse panel right there. Does this, ouch. Does this lift up? Does this pull away? What does this actually do? Ooh, that's glue. Is there something else I'm missing? Does this just lift up? No, that's all gone. That's all removed. Those bolts are. Oh. A little bit of force and it looks like it just pops up. Now, there's Velcro on. This is Velcroed? What engineer thought this through? Okay. That's new. Just pull this up and away. Hooray. And now we have our battery. How old is our battery? Huh. I can't tell you how old the battery is yet. If it's like the new one, it's probably going to be on the side. No, here's a date, 8/28/18. Is that what this says on top? Yeah, it's the same date. So this battery's from 2018. Ha! Okay. Okay, so here's our battery date, 8/28/18, which puts this battery, what, 6 years old? Thereabouts. Yeah, 2 is 20, 20 is 6, 6 years, which tested max tough, Motorcraft. The Expedition's battery was 6 years old when I replaced it. Not too bad. I'm assuming this is a 10, but I'm probably gonna get a wrench. Hi, baby. You're in my way, love. I love you too. We got 10, 10. That's gonna be a wrench back there. So let me grab a 10 mil. Okay. So we got, well, that's plastic. That's okay. And we got a distribution block right here. I don't see a particular way. I don't think this is supposed to be pinched under that bracket, but okay. We got battery management. That's what this is. Let's pull the positive side. I'm gonna get a towel so I can wrap that because there's too much metal right here for this to be flailing around. So first thing is I'm gonna remove this. Oh, well, we're not going that way. Oh, ooh, that's cool. I like how there's a captive thing right here. That's neat. Let's get this wrapped because there's too much metal in here and I don't need to be shorting out this. Which also means this is the negative. I'm not sure if that was tightening it or loosening it. Okay. Well, come on. There we go. This is a hybrid. I don't see a high voltage disconnect in here. So if you have the C-Max Energi, there might be a high voltage disconnect somewhere right here to disconnect the high voltage from the drivetrain. But I don't see one in here for the hybrid. Okay. Well, Well, come on. Well, okay, there we go. So now we have nothing touching here. Probably could disconnect this bolt to move this cable out of the way. Because everything right here is going to be on this battery. What is our little bolt here? Is that a 10? No, of course not. It's going to be smaller than a 10. We have some tools. It's cold. It is so cold it hurts to pull the socket off my tray. I'm going to go with this as an 8. And that would be right. An extension. Nope. Oh. No. There's a lot of resistance on this bolt. I don't want to break this bolt. So, oh, there's a sticker, 918. Huh, this says 828.18. The sticker says 918. So the battery is old. I'm gonna get some like some kind of lubricant to put down there on that bolt. PB blaster. Oh, PB blaster. That's what I'm thinking of. PB blaster. Do I have any PB blaster up here? No, no, no. WD-40 might work. Let's spritz some WD-40 down in there. Okay. Oh. I'm not sure if I might have to Is this really an 8? Yeah, it's really an 8. Maybe I'll get a bigger extension and bring it up here so I'm not trying to flex the ratchet. There we go. Or I'm stripping the bolt, one or the other. Or it's just really cold, but the bracket is getting loose. So I used a 10-inch extension to get down in here to pull that out. Whoa! Oh, I can see a hole down to the ground. So I bet this part is exposed to the elements under the car. That's interesting. Okay. Probably put like maybe I'll clean the threads of this, but I might put like some little bit of anti-seize right here to keep those threads clean. Now this battery should just slide out, but I noticed right here there's a vent. There's our vent, and it looks like it's broke. So somebody has been in here before and broke it. Why am I not surprised? That's what happens when you buy a used vehicle. Now, how does this come out of here? Tilt up towards me and pull out with extremely cold hands. Oh, yeah. Pretty much that was it. And there's plenty of space right here, or plenty of extra hose to pull this out with the battery attached. I'd just be very careful. I don't like that that's broke. So I'm going to have to see if I can go to the hardware store and figure out a way to replace this elbow. What if I just switch ends? Yeah, I could just switch ends, but I don't think that's really going to work that well. Maybe I can get some tape and tape that side. Could actually probably just push this further down into this hose. Oop. All right, battery's out. I am curious. Does this still hold a hell of a charge? All right. What do we got? Positive, negative. Well, we're at 12 volts. We're not fully charged, but still starts the car. I wonder when starting the car if it pulls from this battery to start the alternator. No, this is a hybrid. So there's probably, and it's got an eCVT transmission. So I'm going to assume there's an electric motor or two in the transmission, and that's going to turn the engine over. And that might pull power from the high voltage battery pack to turn the engine over, and then this just runs the accessories. And the high voltage battery pack keeps this topped off. I'm wondering. Don't quote me. I didn't look into it. But it beat its 3-year warranty. Ooh. And since it doesn't really sit in the elements, the terminals don't need to be cleaned off. But oh, this has a new plug for the vent. It's just too cold to break the plastic without breaking my hand. There we go. Okay. We'll put this on the positive side, because the vent hose is on the negative side. Okay. So now I'm going to spray some WD-40 in the hole right there. That way the tie down doesn't get corroded. And then this just negative side towards the front of the vehicle. We put our vent in. Does that have a handle? It did not. Wait a minute. Oh, hold up. Let's not break that. Hold up here. I just noticed something. Ugh. Carefully. New battery. Old battery. There's no handle here, but there's some kind of sight glass here. New battery. There's a handle, but no kind of sight glass. No proposition warning. no warranty, same part number. Oh, the warranty's on the front, 36 month. The warranty's changed. 36 month, 100 month limited warranty. 100 month. Oh, no. I wonder if I can claim a warranty then. And this is the new battery. BXT67R, 390 cold cranking amps, 485 CA. Well, that's all the same, but there's no 100 month limited warranty on this battery. Interesting. What else did you change, Ford? What is this label? New vehicle limited warranty installation. What? Okay. That's new. And the dangers on the back, or the danger label here is on the back of the battery. Okay, that's new. I'm going to have to inquire about that 100 month limited warranty. All right. Let me put our vent tube in here. I wonder if it's easier to keep this vent tube out and drop this battery in here. There we are. There we go. And then put this vent tube in. There we go. And then, ouch, I just smashed my finger. I'll tell you this handle makes installing this a lot easier. What the, ouch. There we go. Our vent's in, perfect. Okay, so now we can then put our negative side on. There we go. Oh, we probably want to go this way. All right. Is this not over all the way? Oh, hell. I'm going to replace that fitting because it's going to drive me nuts if I don't. I don't like... This doesn't sit in there all the way. It's like... There we go. There. Okay. Now I can see how this vent hose was broke, because if you bring this hose up too high when you rotate it, you can snap that plastic, which is what just happened to me. So I'm going to end up actually going to the hardware store and see if I can't replace that elbow. Clean the threads up. And I didn't put any C's on there, but I just put WD-40 down in there. Hand tight. Okay, that was simple. Now I need to snug the negative terminal down. And gingerly pull our distribution block, which that's what it looks like this is, and not smash anything. Oh, look, I have lights now. Where did my wrench go? There we are. That's a 10 mil. Guess what we're gonna do? A little overkill for this, but this will be easier than trying to all right, that part's done. Now we clean everything out of here. Okay. Make sure that's not going anywhere. We're tight. I didn't leave anything in here. Oh. Now I put this back in. Oops. Huh. It looks like it should just kind of fall back into place. Like so. That works. And leave it to me. Lost one in the snow. There we go. We're tight. We're tight. We're tight. Oh, I forgot the 10 mil. No, what the hell is that? There we go. What I really don't like is how exposed this is. All you have protecting that positive terminal is this piece of plastic and then this rubber mat. So if you get any kind of liquid down in here, it would drip onto that battery. That is that. Now we go up front and reset the BMS. Now, I just freeze my ass off by sitting in the car. If there was a way to disable that, I would have done it already. I don't remember where the OBD2 port is for this. Oh, how about I read the dash? Hey, dumbass. Well, that's convenient. Literally convenient. Can I help you with something? You're eating the snow. Why are you eating the snow? We'll do engine on, key on, engine off. And then we're going to go and connect to our C-Max. And then we found our profile. Now we're going to go down to this wrench icon and then scroll down here to battery monitoring system reset. And then we're going to click this play button. And then we're going to hit OK. And let FORScan do its thing. Oh, I guess it just wants to ignition off, key in. Oh, what the hell? No, it's telling me to turn the ignition on, but don't start the engine. Duh, key on, engine off, which is what I had it on. Oh, it completed it. Okay. That was good. All right, then we go back to our core. And then we're done. And then we just disconnect from the vehicle. And that's it. Oh, we pull this out. Oh, and that's all there is for changing the battery on a C-Max. It's windy and it's rainy, but okay. You got a little something right there. I think that looks good. There's my baby. Why do we have the headliner from behind the weather stripping? And we have it right here. We've got a gap right here. We have a gap right here. Something tells me, does this side of, no gap here. There's a gap right here. I don't think that should come apart that easy. Something tells me somebody's been here before. Anyway, this concludes this project on changing a 12-volt battery on a 2013 C-Max. Now my C-Max is non-Energi, and with that, I don't know if Ford has a separate procedure in that you have to disable or disconnect the high voltage system before removing the battery. I did not pull Motorcraft service, the Ford factory manual, to see the actual procedure. I just did this on previous experience dealing with my Expedition and my Ford Flex. I also used FORScan to do the battery management system reset, but if you don't have access to that, then you can just let the vehicle sit for about 8 hours and the system should have itself figured out. As far as that sticker warranty, that 100-month warranty that was on the battery when I pulled it out, when I turned it into the dealership to claim my core charge, they did not elaborate on that 100-month warranty. They just said it was some old Ford procedure or some promotion they had a while ago that they no longer do. And they would not elaborate if I would get a prorated refund of the cost of the battery plus the core charge, or if they just gave me the core charge. In the end, they just gave me the core charge. I did buy Motorcraft, obviously, and I bought it from the dealership. The cost of that battery versus the big store brands was like delta of 20 bucks difference. So I just went to the dealership and bought the battery. Let me know down in the comments, have you dealt with Motorcraft's battery warranty, that 100-month warranty? And if so, how did it work out? Did you get a prorated refund of the cost of the battery, or did you just get the return of the core charge? And do you prefer Motorcraft batteries, or would you want something like Superstar or AC Delco? Let me know down below. For more content posted this year, click this playlist. For more content about my C-Max, click the FAR playlist. And to subscribe, click the Ford emblem.